So for the last 3 years, he has held a State of the Union essay contest where kids can say what they think the major issues are. More than 300 students submitted essays here tonight. Along with Senator Sanders are the top 3 finalists. Kelly Braun had the top essay. She's in 11th grade at Champlain Valley Union High School. Second place is Emily Ellsworth, who is in 11th grade at Colchester High School. And third place is Genevieve Chiola in 9th grade at Mount Abraham Union High School. Thank you all for being here, and congratulations. Now, first, Senator Sanders, you have a lot of priorities, a lot of things you could do. Why did you want to host this essay contest?
Well, Kristen, I'll tell you why. This country faces serious challenges, and it's really important for the young kids in America and in the state of Vermont to understand they live in a democracy. They have got to be thinking about the important issues, and they are the future of America. And I want them to figure out what role they're going to be playing in the future and to think about how we as a nation go forward. So the future belongs to them, and it's important for them to be thinking about it.
And we should make it clear that you didn't pick the winners. There was a panel of teachers. So, panel of teachers. Kelly, you got top place. Again, congratulations. You focused on community. And let me just read a quick line here. You say, instead of businesses and special interest groups being the sole influence on policies in the direction of our country, now is the time, once again, for all citizens to be heard, cared for, and respected. Why did you want to take part in this contest?
Well, I'm really committed to social justice, and there are a lot of issues within communities that need to be solved and things that are causing the larger issues that aren't necessarily always recognized, and so that's what I decided to write about.
Was this something you had in your head and your heart already, or did this essay kind of focus what you had been maybe loosely thinking about?
Well, when I was trying to decide what to write about, I knew there are major issues like the economy, like health care, and other things like that, but I think that those stem from the fact that, well, first of all, that the government will not ever be able to solve every issue, even though they'll try, and there's a standstill in the government right now. But I think that since we live in a democracy, and by definition, a democracy is a government for the people, and it's by the people. So really, reforms will come from the government in the form of bills and laws and other things, but reform can also come from people, and I think people need to realize that, because that's what's going to benefit our communities.
All right, well, Emily, you got the second place essay. You focused a lot on this idea of economic inequality and social mobility. You write a little bit about the quality of a child's education and neighborhood is dependent upon the volume of wealth the parent has access to, tapping into something I know Senator Sanders has been tracking for decades. You then go on to some solutions, because these essays do focus on that. Capital gains changes. How do you think that would help the country, and in particular children?
Well, I participate in debate, and one of the topics was whether the U.S. should prioritize spending cuts versus raising taxes, and it was around the time of the fiscal cliff, so it was a popular thing in the news, and it was something I was excited about. And the difference between the percent of taxes on wealthy businessmen who gain their major source of income from capital gains is much less than the average American. And that really impacts the average American's ability to provide for their family and thus give them opportunities in life. And that's really what my essay is about, opportunity.
Opportunity. And Genevieve, third place contestant winner, only in 9th grade. Yours was very good as well, of course. This focused on the idea of climate change and kind of conflict across the world. You wrote a moving line, we need to stop thinking of ourselves as being separated by national boundaries and focus on how to break down these walls by communicating and working towards the same common goal. We will improve the plan. I'm sure the senator wishes he could steal you as his speechwriter. But what steps do you think are needed to achieve that goal?
I just think that changing the way we think is what's the most necessary thing. We think too much about our own goals and each individual's goals when we need to be thinking about how we can all work together to help the whole world, because by helping the whole world, we are, in a sense, succeeding in our own goals. And, yeah.
Well, Senator, you're going to meet tomorrow with all of...
Put me to shame. These are very articulate young people.
Well, you're going to meet with a lot of the contest essay writer winners tomorrow. How do you think this is going to help when you go back to D.C.? Because a lot of people see on the news gridlock, both political and financial, when they watch the news.
There's a lot of bad news out there. This is all good news. I mean, I think we should be very proud of the kids in the state of Vermont. I've been to many schools. These kids have written beautiful essays. They're bright. They're trusted. They're fighting for a better America and a better world. And I think every parent, every citizen should be proud of it. And by the way, we are going to publish all of the essays, the top 24 essays, in fact, into the congressional record. And my hope is that other members of the Senate and the House will read that and do the same thing back in their districts and in their states. To the degree that we get the young people involved in understanding that we live in a democracy, that we all have got to work together to make this country and world a better place. The degree that we do that, this program is a success.
Well, Senator Sanders, thank you for your time. Also, congratulations again. Very inspiring words from all of you. And I do want to let people know that for a link to read all the top winning essays, you can go to our info center at WCX.com. Mike?
Kristen, thank you. Feeling a lot better about the future already.